Diminished chords can feel like a mystery. They look weird, sound different, and can be straight up confusing if you're not sure when to use them. But once I figured out a simple trick, I stopped avoiding them and used them in a way that made my playing turn heads. It's not about memorizing a bunch of theory or overthinking them. There's a shortcut that tells you exactly where to place the diminished chords so they sound good every time. Before we get into the trick, let's make sure that we're on the same page about the chord shape. This is a A-flat diminished 7. So my pointer finger is going to be on the D string in the 6th fret. My ring finger is going to be a half fret up on the G string. My middle finger is going to be on the B string in the 7th fret. I'm sorry, the 6th fret. And my pinky is going to be on the E string in the 7th fret. That's the diminished shape if you're playing it for your root note being on the E string. That same chord we're going to play if my root note was on the A string. So it's an A flat diminished 7. I'm going to come down here to the 11th fret. My middle finger is going to be on the A string. My ring finger is going to be on the 12th fret on the D string. My pointer finger is going to be on the 10th fret on the G. And my pinky is going to be on the 12th fret on the B string. Same chord. The diminished chord has a pattern that repeats upon the neck. And here's the cool part. If you move the chord up 3 frets, it's still a diminished chord. Now here's the real trick. Instead of guessing where to put a diminished chord, there's a simple way to always get it right. Once you know this shape, you don't have to relearn it. It just moves. So I'm going to play the same progression that I did to start it out when I opened. 2, 3. I'm going to play 4. And I'm going to go to my diminished. So 2 chord, which is at A minor 7, B minor 7, B major 7, and then that diminishes between the 2 and the 3, starting on the D string, which is going to be the A flat is octave. The biggest mistake I see players make is not knowing when to use the diminished chord. Either they avoid it completely because they're afraid of messing it up, or they just throw it in random spots and just hope for the best. And remember when I said earlier, this chord shape repeats every 3 frets? So if you play it and it doesn't sound right, just slide it up or down 3 frets and try again. Chances are it'll fit. We're in G, between 2 and the 3. I'm gonna practice playing it in the wrong spot, so. That's not right. Not right. So I need to go a half step. All right, so that's where it's at. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I used to struggle with the diminished chord because I thought I had to understand all of this theory before I could use it, so I just avoided them. Then I learned this trick, and suddenly I didn't have to guess anymore. I started sliding them into my playing, and people started to take notice. It gave my progressions a sound that stood out. It wasn't just another chord, it actually helped define my style. When you're playing with your root note is on the A string, I'll be in the key of C. My diminished is going to fall between my 1 chord and my 2 chord. So I'm in C. This is 1, 2. The diminished is going to fall right here, right in between. So you can do an exercise. 1, half step diminished. 2. Work on that again. 1. Half step. Half step. So if you get to that diminished, you want to practice moving it. So we're in C down here. Let's go to C on with our root note is on the E string. Same concept, but this is going to be between the 2 and the 3. The diminished. I'm gonna fall in between those, starting on the D string. Let's go back to G, do the same thing. 2, 3, the diminished starts on the D string, right in between those two. So 2 is right here, 3 is right here. You see I'm falling right in between those. 2, 3, I'm falling right between those, right? Now you've got the shortcuts. You know the shape, you know where to place it, and you know how to fix it once it sounds off. So here's what I want you to do. Test it out for yourself. Play a progression and drop the diminished chord between the 2 and 3 if your root note is on the E string, or between the 1 and 2 if your root note is on the A string. Notice how it adds to the sound. Keep experimenting. And if you want to see this in action as a passing chord, check this out over here.